Doll making is an adventure and there's always something new to learn. I had this idea for an art doll fully painted with a starry night sky. The question was how to put it all together. If I bead jointed the doll before painting, I could cover the stitches for the bead joint with paint, but I couldn't easily stop the paint getting all over the beads and the threads. If I painted the pieces first, it would look a lot neater, but then I might have trouble stitching through the paint. So I'd have to find a different way to fasten off the bead joints without not showing. Then there's the neck joint. I'd usually anchor it with a button on the back, but without clothing to hide it, it wasn't going to work for this one. I was going to have to completely rethink the process. I decided on some light blue cotton sheeting as a base fabric. This should be easy to paint on and it won't look out of place if I leave the hands and face unpainted. If you just found me, by the way, welcome. My name's Jo. I'm a full-time artist and maker of creepy cute dolls based on a narrowboat in Wales. I figured the easiest way to solve the neck joint issue would be to make it a fixed joint, so I've sewn the head all the way around and I'm making a little T-shaped cut in the back. This will stretch a bit, so I try to keep the hole quite small. I dab a bit of PVA glue around the edges of the hole to stop it fraying. Once the glue dries, I'll use the same hole to turn and stuff the head. Then I'll stitch the neck into it. Okay, so I've already hit a problem I wasn't expecting. I thought the torso looked a bit smaller than it should for the size of the doll. At first I thought I'd used the wrong template, but by the time I was halfway through stuffing the head, I realised what I'd done. I'd accidentally laid out the template for the head and body horizontally across the grain of the fabric instead of vertically. I'm not sure how I managed that because I usually do check. This fabric has a slight one-way stretch, so the pieces have stretched outwards instead of upwards. I've made a second set the right way, and comparing them side by side, you can see what a difference the direction of the fabric makes. These are made using the same template, but the shape is totally different. Now I've got the correct head shape stuffed, I position it on the neck and ladder stitch all the way around to hold it in place. If I'm making a fixed joint, I like to place the head on a slight tilt just to make it look a little bit more natural. I've picked out some embossed metal buttons for the eyes. I'm stitching those right through to the back of the head with some top stitch thread, so they sit nice and flat to the face. I've already shaded the area with Chroma Flow pencils and set that with a fixative spray. So what we should end up with is a soft shadow all around the edges of the button eyes. The stitches on the back of the head will be covered by the hair. We'll come back to that later. I'm going to paint the body in acrylics with a bit of fabric medium added to give the paint a bit more flexibility. I mostly use System 3 acrylics for painting on fabric as the pigments are all vegan friendly. I kind of scrub the first coat into the fabric, then I start building up colour and detail until I get the effect I want. This is by no means meant to be a tutorial. I'm basically making this up as I go along. The whole doll is a bit of an experiment and an opportunity to try some new techniques. I wasn't sure how to paint the line around the neck joint without it looking kind of messy and unfinished. I had the idea of the night sky kind of creeping up around the base of the head like waves or tendrils. I'm not entirely sure it's going to look how I imagined it, but I've started now, so I'm going to go with it and see what happens. I knew I'd find a use for this old bent doll needle. I'll probably end up getting paint all over me anyway, but at least it keeps the pieces together, then I can prop them up on something to dry. Now for the fun bit. I've added a bit of cadmium yellow to titanium white for the stars, so it goes on nice and opaque over the darker blue. I don't need fabric medium for this bit, but I did add a bit of slow dry medium to keep the paint flowing and stop it drying on the brush. This is not as easy as when I was younger. Even with my reading glasses on, I've struggled a bit with the smaller stars, so I've ended up using a magnifying lamp for some of the detail. It is quite a meditative process though. I could carry on painting stars all day. By the way, if you're enjoying watching this little one take shape, please don't forget to hit the like button and let me know. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can find some links to my dolls and any other art I have available below the video. Once that's all dry, I give it a coat of satin finish polyurethane varnish to protect the paint. That should last a lifetime. I will leave links in the description to things like paints and varnishes and anything else I'm using that's widely available. So I figured the easiest way to string the joints would be to pass the thread through a couple of times, then knot it and try and tuck the knot inside the bead. Of course, I'm getting muddled up and confusing myself as usual. On my first attempt, the knot came undone as I was trying to wiggle it into the bead hole. So I'm putting a dab of glue on the knots now, and hopefully that should be nice and secure. Now I just need to add some hair. I've picked out a few shades of bamboo roving. I'm going to try and mix them up a bit and create colourful streaks. I find by needle felting the bamboo you can create a natural looking style with very little waste. I take a little strand of bamboo and fold it in half, then felt the looped end into the head. This is the Clover pen style needle felting tool. I'm using two 38 gauge needles for this one, but the tool will take up to 3 needles. I really like Heidi Feathers felting needles. I've tried other brands, but I found that they broke far too often. Heidi Feathers are definitely the best I've found. Once that's felted in, you can tug it and hardly any loose fibres come out. I'm going to keep layering on more bamboo until I cover the head, then I'll give it a blast with a hot hairdryer to straighten it. I've named this little one Ether Dark Moon. Every art doll comes with their own challenges, some planned and some completely unexpected. If you'd like to know about the one who almost didn't make it, go watch this video now, and I'll see you next time. Bye!